If you've ever been on a plane, you know that feeling, right? During takeoff or landing, the cabin gets quiet, the flight attendants sit down. But have you ever wondered what's happening up in the cockpit? Well, believe it or not, an even stricter silence is being followed up there. And today, we're going to pull back the curtain on the life-saving rule that makes it all happen.
So, what's with the silence? Why can't the pilots just, chat about the game last night or their weekend plans while the plane is climbing or descending? You might think it's just about being professional, but the real reason is a very serious regulation, and it was actually born from tragedy, a specific crash back in 1974 where investigators discovered that a casual, non-essential conversation distracted the pilots in the final, crucial moments of their flight. So yeah, this isn't just a suggestion, it's a critical safety protocol.
This rule really kicks in during what the aviation world calls the critical phases of flight. And that's not just takeoff and landing. It's also all the ground operations, like taxiing to the runway, and pretty much any time the plane is flying below 10,000 feet. These are the moments when the pilot's workload is absolutely maxed out, the plane is most vulnerable, and even one tiny distraction can have, well, catastrophic consequences.
Just think of it like a domino effect. The cockpit is an incredibly high-pressure environment, and the margin for error is razor-thin. So a single, harmless comment, something totally innocent, can break a pilot's focus. And that could lead them to miss a call from air traffic control or maybe overlook a critical reading on an instrument. It's a chain reaction you never ever want to start.
Okay, so how do pilots know exactly when to flip that switch into intense focus mode? Is there a buzzer that goes off? Nope, it's not left up to chance at all. The entire system is built around a really specific, really clear trigger. It's an altitude-based rule, which means there's one single number in the sky that changes absolutely everything.
And that's it right there, 10,000 feet. That is the magic number. Anytime the aircraft is below that altitude, it is officially in a critical phase of flight. The second the plane crosses that invisible line, the rules for how you communicate in the cockpit just completely transform.
So this really simple but incredibly powerful solution to the problem of human distraction has a very fitting name. It's called the Sterile Cockpit Rule.
Now that word sterile is so important here. It doesn't mean it's totally silent, like a library. It means sterile like an operating room. It has to be free from any contamination. And in this case, the contaminant is any conversation that isn't absolutely essential to the task of flying that plane safely. It's a formal, strictly enforced rule. So what does this actually look like in the real world? Well, it basically creates a super clear line in the sand. It's all about prioritizing total focus over casual conversation. Let's break down what pilots can and definitely cannot talk about.
This really lays it all out. It's not about being silent, it's about being focused. On one side, you have all non-essential chatter, completely banned, gone. On the other side, you have communication about essential, flight-related tasks. That stuff isn't just allowed, it's absolutely required. The conversation becomes super minimal, incredibly precise, and just laser-focused on safety.
So what actually counts as essential? Well, the list is pretty short and there's no wiggle room. First, anything directly related to flying the plane itself. Second, going through the checklists, step by step. Those are the backbone of aviation safety. Third, talking about the weather, because conditions can change in a heartbeat. And finally, communicating with air traffic control. That is it. Anything else, it's got to wait.
So why all the fuss? Why is this one rule so incredibly important? Well, it's because this level of discipline has a direct, profound, and very real-world impact. Honestly, it's a matter of life and death. And here's the bottom line, the ultimate takeaway. This is not just some rule in a dusty old handbook. It's an active, life-saving measure. On every single commercial flight, every single day, this discipline is quietly at work in the background, saving lives. The Sterile Cockpit Rule is easily one of the most important, and yet most invisible, safety features in the sky.
So, the next time you're on a flight and you hear those engines roar to life, or you feel the wheels touch down on the runway, you'll know about the silent, focused, life-saving work that's happening just a few feet in front of you. And it kind of makes you wonder, doesn't it? What other invisible rules and silent protocols are out there, all around us, keeping our world safe in ways we don't even notice?